guys? It's Travis Fowler, Hark Rider with Four Corner Post, bringing you this week's edition of Best Wrestling Show of the Week. Let's not waste any more time. We're going to get right into it there. And we're going to start off with Monday Night Raw. The reason it was my least favorite show is because of all the drama that was surrounding it, and I wasn't talking about on camera. The Sasha Banks-Naomi situation really took away from most of the night because most people were really just in tune to see what was going to happen with that. And we saw the on-air burial of Banks and Naomi. So honestly, there wasn't a whole lot to really get excited for on that. It kind of put a damper on the whole night. A quick run through of some of the stuff that they had. Of course, I always watch the Hulu version of it the next day. Omos and Lashley had a steel cage match where Lashley won by being thrown through the cage but hitting the floor with his feet first, and that's where that match ended. We also saw other things take place, such as Alexa Bliss having a rematch with Sonya Deville that they conveniently put on the Hulu version this week. Didn't expect that, but okay, I'm not mad about that. And then, of course, we saw Cody Rhodes deliver a promo about his upcoming match with Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell inside Hell in a Cell. That actually should be a pretty good blow-off, I think, for their feud. It's really interesting to see how they've built it and now how this is going to have the big crescendo blow-off. Not mad about it. Think it's pretty cool. We also saw Balor, Styles, and Liv Morgan kind of come together to take on the Judgment Day is how this is looking like going forward. But the number one contenders match still went ahead as planned with just Becky Lynch and Asuka. That saw Asuka pick up the victory after the mist in the eyes of Becky Lynch. Now, let's move on to number 3. We had Smackdown coming, and we know that they built it up as the unification of the tag title match as the main event, and really that's pretty much all the show was. It was a big match, don't get me wrong, but there was a couple little sustenance things, but they're real quick to run through. Sami Zayn and Nakamura had another match where Nakamura picked up the win. We saw a promo with Happy Corbin where he shattered the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal Trophy. So that was what it was. We saw Xavier Woods take on Butch and win with the Backwoods. Still don't like that, but it is what it is. And then that's pretty much all that we saw from the undercard. Oh, and Gunter continuing on his dominance as he defeated Drew Gulak, who had some help from Ricochet. I actually would look forward to seeing Gunter versus Ricochet for the Intercontinental title. I think it'd be a good way to put the title on a heel that actually has a lot of heat generating for him, as Ludwig Kaiser is doing a great job of actually hyping him up. And a main event, Usos took on RK Bro. I jokingly said that if RK Bro didn't have at least color-coordinated gear, they were going to lose, but that ended up happening anyway. So Usos, the Bloodline, now has the titles. All the major titles for their divisions have been won, and they hold them. I was expecting that, and I'm not mad about that. Now, who was the runner-up this week? Well, I honestly have to say the runner-up was Impact Wrestling. They're heading towards Slammiversary, but this was more so of just a build-up show. I'm trying to get you hyped for Slammiversary, a 6-woman tag team match that saw Jordynne Grace with the returning Taya Valkyrie along with Mia Yim pick up a victory. We saw a couple promos with Eric Young and Josh Alexander respectfully talking about their upcoming match at Slammiversary. There was a great piece on Eric Young that I actually really did enjoy. Speedball Mike Bailey is advancing in the Ultimate X match at Slammiversary. He took on Laredo Kid this week and won. Great matchup there. We saw the continuation of Bullet Club versus Honor No More, where the Good Brothers picked up a victory over OGK because of some miscommunication. Great way to continue the story, not mad about that. And to cap off for this week, we saw two things. We saw Masha Slamovich, who I think they've done a great job building her, finally get a challenger that could be worthy of her, and that is Havoc. I actually would look forward to seeing a match between those two. And then in the main event, the Briscoes defended the tag titles against Violent by Design in a rematch there where the Briscoes retained the titles. Alexander came out to help once Eric Young came out to do the 3-on-2 beatdown. And it looks like we may have a 6-man tag team match set for the following week. We'll see, though. I don't know if they've announced that yet, but I don't expect them to not at this point. That means the winner of this week was AEW Dynamite. They had a lot going on. Of course, it was called the Wild Card Wednesday. where we had a lot of Owen Hart tournament stuff take place. And we saw Johnny Elite make his debut in a losing effort to Samoa Joe, who advances. Adam Cole is also advancing over his match with Jeff Hardy, where it was a good match that then led to a beatdown by the Young Bucks and the rest of the Undisputed Elite over the Hardys, Sting and Darby Allin. We also saw Britt Baker move forward in the Owen Hart tournament as well. Again, there was a lot of big things that went on for the tournament. Kyle O'Reilly also advancing in this matchup. He'll take on Samoa Joe. That should be pretty interesting. And we saw the continuation of MJF and Wardlow, which has been phenomenally done. They're kind of taking a different route. Even though it's the same source material with Cody, I love how he no-sold the shots, that being Wardlow with the whip. It was real fun to see until, of course, the low blow shot where MJF got his heat back. MJF is the solid heat going into Double or Nothing. We saw the continuation of verbal tirades with Punk and Adam Page. I'm still not like totally sold on that, but I think it should be pretty good. Blackpool Combat Club and the Jericho Appreciation Society, along with Santana, Ortiz, and Eddie Kingston, kind of had a confrontation, which is going to build towards the matchup that they are putting forth at Double or Nothing. And in a couple of other interesting notes, Serena Deeb had a great promo segment with Dustin Rhodes that is hopefully leaning towards her title win at Double or Nothing. I actually like Serena Deeb over Thunder Rosa, just saying. And everything other than that has been kind of stellar with AEW. They have Double or Nothing coming up here next week, so hopefully they can give you a good go-home show. But this week was AEW Dynamite. What did you think was the best show this week? Let me know in those comment sections down below. Also, again, if you're new to this channel, make sure you like the video. Afterwards, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. And then make sure you hit your bell notification so that you're notified every time a new video is uploaded to the channel. Once again, I'm Travis Fowler, Hark Rider. It has been your pleasure, and I will see you again next week.